You're listening to the Jefferson Exchange. I'm Natalie Golay. Joining us in the studio today are the usual suspects, our resident foodies, food stylist Will Smith.
Good morning.
Also host of Savor Podcast on the Jefferson Exchange. Hi, Will.
Hi.
And outdoor guide, avid forager, home foodie. I'm running out of ways to describe you, Nicole. Nicole Larsen. Hi, Nicole.
Good morning.
And I also want to welcome two special guests. And we have Sheila Foster, Director of Development and Outreach from Rogue Valley Food Systems Network, on today. And she's joining us to talk about the organization's inaugural Rogue Flavor Showcase event in Jacksonville.
Thank you very much.
And Karolina Lavagnino of Wild Thyme Production, and that's Thyme, Thyme. Among other things, she's well known in these parts for the annual Fermentopia event in Phoenix, Oregon, and the Oregon Chocolate Festival. She's also helping get the word out about Rogue Flavor Showcase.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, welcome, everybody. I mean, it's a total full house today.
It is. It's good.
Yeah.
Lots of foodies around here.
Yeah, lots of foodies. And you might not know this, but this month is actually the one-year anniversary of this show, of the JX Foodie. So Will has been here for the whole year.
Congratulations.
Curb your enthusiasm, Will.
Exactly.
So we've come full circle, and once again, we're about to enter sort of the late summer, early fall harvest season, which is the best foodie time of the year, according to foodies in the region. Is that right?
Yes, September is the best.
Okay, and basically that's because of the variety and quality of produce that's available right now at this moment. And it actually goes sort of from late August, early September and then it peaks at mid-September to mid-October. So we'll still be talking about this at the next show. And today we'll be talking about all that rich variety and some of our favorite ways to prepare and preserve all that goodness. But first, let's get to Rogue Flavor Showcase event happening on September 5th.
Yep, Labor Day weekend.
Oh, right. From 2 to 7.
Yes.
Bigham Knoll in Jacksonville.
Yes, perfect.
Right?
Yes.
So, Sheila, Karolina's press release says that the showcase is an invitation to taste, sip, discover, learn, and connect with the people and the land that make this region unlike anywhere else on Earth. That's quite a picture she's painted there.
Yeah, and it's all true. That's what's so incredible.
Well, tell us about it. How and why did Rogue Valley Food Systems Network come up with this event?
Well, it was part of a larger effort to be able to really highlight them. We've had a huge increase in the number of products that are coming out of this region, not just things that are grown on the ground, but also what we call value-added products, so products that are made either from ingredients here or that we'd like to see being made from ingredients that are from this region. That's increased tremendously over the last few years, and we really wanted a showcase to show that. And the Food System Network has a larger goal of being able to really connect people to the food that's in their region and to help support producers and all of that. So this came out of that thanks to the Oregon Department of Agriculture and a grant. We were able to do it.
So, yeah, it was funded by a grant. Interesting.
Yep, and lots of sponsors. So it's a community effort.
Well, that's good. Well, that's sort of in line with your whole philosophy, isn't
yes.
it? Yeah. And so is it a fundraiser too, or is it
It's not intended to be a fundraiser. It's a bringing the community together around all the deliciousness that we have in this valley and really encouraging people to try it and come away with ideas of how they might incorporate it into their daily lives.
And do visitors need tickets or?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not a free event.
Okay.
As much as that would be awesome too.
Right.
It's just $20.
Okay.
So we did our very best. And it comes with a wine glass if you're over 21.
Oh.
Yes.
Did I see that children under 12 are free?
They are free.
Okay.
Yes. Thank
That's
you
great.
for reminding
I have a
me.
12-year-old. So.
Yes.
And kudos for that price, because I do feel
Yeah.
that, given our financials, that things are just so expensive. And I think that's something that a lot of families, a lot of small business people can afford to do.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Oh,
And if I can add just to the
Yes.
whole concept of sipping, tasting,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's an opportunity for curious eaters, locals and visitors to come and discover as Sheila mentioned, there's so many new artisan food and beverage makers that are passionate, that create something remarkable, and we just take for granted very often in this region what is grown and produced here. So this is that opportunity for everyone who just would like to source more, and maybe they just don't even know, or automatically go to markets and buy something, but they don't know there is something very similar or even much better that is from here. They might find it there. Over 50 vendors. I just cannot tell you how excited I am about the diversity of opportunities of tasting really remarkable products and produce. And as you mentioned, it's a harvest season.
Yeah,
so
that's what I was thinking.
The
Like,
abundance will be amazing.
the colors are going to be amazing, I imagine. That's what I'm thinking in my head, all these colors of all these products.
Colors,
and
flavors.
Flavors,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so the ticket, gives them full access?
Full access, and we have a
how does it
culinary
work?
stage with chef demos, and we have a garden classroom that has panel discussions and more demos. Rogue Valley Farm to School is going to be there showing how to do family cooking and source locally but keep it affordable. We've got just a whole bunch of different ways in which people can interact, from just taking some tastes and sips of wine and sitting on a beautiful blanket and watching a chef prepare a meal to actually sitting in a classroom and doing other things. So
Well, that
should
sounds
be great.
like fun. And so if you're just joining us, you're listening to JX Foodie on the Jefferson Exchange. And I'm here with guests Will Smith, Nicole Larsen, Sheila Foster, and Karolina Lavagnino. My name's Natalie Golay. Now, tell us, so those are the educational sessions? Is that what you would call them?
Educational, but we like to,
Yeah.
make it really fun.
Yeah. And I see that Carl Kraus is going to be the chef Kraus. He's been on this show. And he was on in the spring. And then Stacey
Stacey?
Givens was on your show.
She's
on the Singer.
fantastic. You have great energy. She's a definite cheerleader of this area.
That Greek heritage in her is just
Exactly.
popping.
Exactly.
I can't wait to see her on the stage.
That's true.
And so do you plan to make this an annual event? Or
That's the goal.
because this is the inaugural event,
This
right?
is the inaugural event, but I think it's going to be one of those mainstays.
And has there been a sort of an enthusiastic response, I guess?
Absolutely.
from-
Yeah. And one of the things that I'm really excited about too is the coming together of the community to create this event. So it wasn't something that Rogue Valley Food System Network has done on its own by any stretch of the imagination. It's not just that we've had sponsors that are helping us financially, but we've had sponsors that are coming in and providing things and really working with us to make sure that those producers that are in our region are showing up in their retail stores and things like that. So it's really a community effort, because I think everyone recognizes that this region's really special and they want to highlight it.
Well, that's great. And what's the Root Flavor Industry Exchange?
Oh,
That's, I think, is happening before the main event, right?
Yeah. So that is, sorry to those of you out there that didn't get invited, but it's an invitation-only event. But it is intended for it's intended for the producers and the buyers to have a chance to have a little time together, so that out of this event, connections can be made. And hopefully what that means is that more of those products show up on the shelves in grocery stores. That's your favorite store.
That's
and things
like,
like
I
that.
think, the most important and exciting aspect of this, especially for the vendors themselves, to be able in one place to meet a bunch of people that could actually help their businesses.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and the other day I also spoke with quite a few of the restaurateurs and chefs in Jacksonville and here in Ashland, and they are also excited because an opportunity within an hour to taste, network, and connect with farmers and producers for a chef who is non-stop busy, who does not always have time to go to farmers market, is a huge opportunity. So it's market product buyers, institutional buyers, chefs, and
great.
everyone else in our ecosystem that can benefit hugely, of course, those growers and makers as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
It sounds like a very fun event. It sounds
Yes,
like,
we like to make things really fun if we can.
and speaking of rogue flavor, as we said, this is the right time of year to be talking about rogue flavor. And so now I'm going to open this up to everyone. What does rogue flavor mean to you at this time of year? What do you think about? What do you look for?
Well, for me, I start with gleaning because I feel like there's such an abundance all around us. We have lots of farmers, but those spill over everywhere. So the blackberries, if you cruise around anywhere in the Rogue Valley or in the listening area, we
Right.
have so much food, abundant.
You're in California.
Yes, Northern California. So right now our blackberries are going crazy.
Yeah, I bet.
And, we don't have as much stone fruit this year. So you've got to take advantage of what we do have.
Yeah. And Will, you said this was your favorite time.
Oh God, I'm just making gazpacho today
Again.
because every neighbor I go to gives me a bag of tomatoes.
Oh my.
So I'm making this gazpacho. I'm gonna just give it to my friends and relatives. So, tomatoes, peppers, the end of the peaches. Those are all kind of my favorites of this area. And herbs, of course.
The herbs are popping.
Yeah, so good.
Right now, also elderberries. It is
right.
now.
You and your elderberries, yeah.
Right now. If you wait another week, you might miss them.
Oh, okay.
So this is the time to glean those.
Bring a bucket.
Because
I carry a bucket in my car and clippers full time at this season.
Yeah, that's great.
yeah, that's sorry, go ahead.
In our family, figs, and this is starting right now.
Yeah.
It's like we wait all year. And stone fruit, and those
good.
peaches are just remarkable. And they go on the salads, and they go in yogurt desserts, and you name it. So
yeah.
I love this time of year. I can't wait for September too. So.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, and you with the elderberries, you freeze them, don't you?
I do. It makes it much easier. You can gather a lot more that way, and you won't waste them. And it makes our more time in your kitchen to preserve other items. So I throw them in the freezer along with my blackberries and a lot of other things you can glean because we have a lot of short days coming in late October, and that's when you can do a lot of canning and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah. I like tomatoes and stuff. I love just a simple tomato salad vinaigrette with like some basil. Or a caprese salad as well. That's just so refreshing.
It is, and that's when you're really like enjoying September. Is that you can kind of peel back on a lot of stronger flavors because all the fruits and vegetables are really at their peak, and they don't need a whole lot.
Right.
Yeah,
They just
simple.
don't need a whole lot.
Simple.
Yeah.
Well, heirloom tomatoes are so flavorful when they're oh my gosh, you don't even need dressing. You just
Amazing.
they burst with flavor.
Yeah.
And I love heirloom tomatoes. They look funny.
This time of year is a reminder that just like all the people all over the world in different cultures, if we eat seasonally, it's so packed with nutrients. It's like the best, not just flavor, but also nutritionally so powerful.
True.
And if we can educate more people to do that and really take advantage, and it's the cheapest. That's when you can get it
You're right.
in abundance and
Right, they're
at
trying
the
they're
lowest price.
practically giving it away because they've got so much of it,
Yeah.
right? And there's just and it's still warm enough that you can really enjoy it. And the days are still just long enough to enjoy a nice sort of sitting outside, maybe having a pear and blue cheese salad and just all that kind of food. But I also like to cook fruit. I like cooking fruit. I like to saute apples, and I like to make poached pears.
And peaches on chicken.
Grilled
Oh, really?
peaches.
Incredible.
One of my favorites.
Oh my gosh.
It's the season for it.
And I really love what you say, Nicole and Will, about the sort of like what this season brings in terms of people sharing food
Yes.
with each other and
Very much so.
and how that just makes it like people think sometimes that cooking with local fresh ingredients means it's going to be more expensive when in fact that's what can make food really accessible.
Absolutely.
And just kind of reminding people that those blackberries are are there for the taking.
For the taking. They just are sitting there waiting for you.
And our bird friends will have some too, but we can have some. It's okay.
Exactly. There's a joke in our area that you don't want to leave your window down when you're at the grocery store because you'll come back and there'll be zucchinis. You won't know who they're from.
Exactly.
Hold that thought, everybody. We have to take a short break, and I'll be right back to talk about what to do with all of this abundance through winter. And my guests are Will Smith, Nicole Larsen, Sheila Foster, and Karolina Lavagnino. I'm Natalie Golay. You're listening to the JX Foodie on the Jefferson Exchange. Welcome back to JX Foodie on the Jefferson Exchange. I'm Natalie Golay. Before the break, we were talking about some of our favorite rogue flavors of the season. There's so much variety available at this time of year, it's actually hard to choose what our favorites are. And now, what do we do with all of this abundance? That's the question. Well, we talked about the fresh, preparing it all fresh and eating it now in this season. But the good news is that you can also preserve it and enjoy it through the winter. And there's so many ways to preserve food. I mean, we've talked about some of them on this show before, but there's drying, freezing, pickling, salting, smoking. And today I think we're going to do a spotlight on fermenting and canning. And Karolina, you're the fermentation expert here today. What got you involved in that?
Fermenting, that multicultural traditions are something that I'm extremely passionate about. Mm-hmm. And there's so many remarkable artisans in our region and entire state of Oregon, Northern California as well. And I just wanted to shine a spotlight on all these makers and educate people, get from the little ones to the seniors, everyone together to discover unique umami flavors and traditional ways of preserving food. Mm-hmm. And so Fermentopia is about it. I wouldn't call myself a fermentation expert. No. I do my own sauerkrauts, but this is ready for family.
Okay, you're the expert today.
Today? Sounds great. I will take this title.
At this table, you're the expert. I'm definitely a Luddite when it comes to fermented products. So what is a fermented product? There are drinks, there's...
Well, if you think about it, fermentation and fermented products are all around us, and we are enjoying it every single day. From cheeses to sourdough bread, hot sauces, even some salsas, to krauts, lacto-fermented vegetables, kombucha, wine, beer, and the list goes on. Not to mention kimchi and miso.
Mm-hmm. And salami, isn't it?
And some
like the meats.
Yeah,
I didn't realize
there's
that they
lots
were
of meats as well.
Before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know.
So humans develop ways of preserving food through different kinds of fermentation and elevating the flavors. And how fun it is when you don't want to ferment at home to go and gather and discover makers of it who develop the most remarkable products. So Fermentopia is about it.
And it's so good for your gut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you for mentioning that.
Like maybe the most important out of all of our processed foods, I guess you could almost call it. Mm-hmm. Even though it's not quite processed, but
preserved,
it is preserved.
Yeah. Yeah, kombucha is supposed to be amazing. I mean, I actually find it difficult to find just kombucha. They're always flavored and stuff, and I just want kombucha. I don't want it flavored. I don't want all these additional flavors hiding the flavor of the fermentation
of
and
fermented
and
tea.
that sort of that vinegary. It's so refreshing. I just like just.
It is the
kombucha.
most thirst quenching beverage,
isn't it?
When you're dehydrated.
Yeah,
it just absorbs.
Yeah, and
good stuff.
So good. I discovered it actually when I was living in Santa Fe, but back then it was really sort of unknown. It was a rare thing. So all you could do was find these sort of cloudy jars of locally made kombucha. Now it's everywhere.
It is really fun to
Yeah.
make. I'm assuming you make
Oh.
it. Yeah, I made it off and on through years.
Oh, you have?
Yeah. Well, you got to find someone to share their SCOBY with you.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then you care for it like a child.
Like sourdough.
Yeah, just like sourdough starter,
Yeah,
right?
it's a
Oh, yeah.
starter.
When we had Sunstone Artisan Bakery, we had two children, our daughter and our sourdough starter.
Which one did you feed more?
Probably the sourdough starter. It ruled our lives. My daughter was much easier.
Like a toddler.
It's pretty remarkable how important and valuable to bakers of sourdough that starter is. And I hear even from Chef Carl,
Yeah.
who we've mentioned before,
He's
that
got
he
his
has a
own.
starter that is
It has
over
a
10 years old.
Yes, it has a name. I forget the name now,
Yeah.
but he gave it a name.
Steve.
Steve? Oh, is it Steve? No. Don't do that to me. My dog's name is Steve.
I love that.
Yeah, his name is Steve.
So good.
Yeah, but it does have a name, and I'm sorry I don't recall it in the moment right now. One thing, Karolina, that you mentioned once in our conversations, in a conversation we had, I think, on the phone, because was how, and you just alluded to it, was a sort of generational connection that you like to foster, and I love this idea, grandparents teaching the younger gen. Do you find that the younger generations are interested in?
Yes, what I have observed over the years of bringing people together to Fermentopia, when we offer workshops or even at the tables with the makers, is that those grandmas that have been fermenting forever, and kids, as well as hipsters and homesteaders, everyone finds their common language through food, through the flavors, hearing the stories of these artisans, hearing their stories of their childhood. Myself, as this kid growing up in communist Poland, there was always kefir in my parents' and grandma's kitchen. There was
love
always
kefir.
sauerkraut and sourdough. And I took it for granted. And then I came to America and it was gone. So just to see this boom and expansion that is happening, especially post-COVID, just makes me so happy. And I want to bring more and more of it. I want my 10-year-old daughter to enjoy these flavors and not be surprised because it's not the processed food they are used to in our schools. Sorry, I'm saying it.
No, you're absolutely right. And it's an acquired taste, but it's lovely, and you can tell when something's fermented. Like there's a texture, even among through like the kombucha's a little fizzy, and you just get this.
And as you've mentioned, the value, nutritional value
Yes.
of the diverse food coming from
Yes.
ferments for our gut biome
Yep.
is just remarkable. And if we all could add that into our daily meals.
Yeah.
And
I find my children love it, like surprisingly, more than I would have guessed.
you've
Like
done that.
spoonfuls of sauerkraut out of the refrigerator.
Yum.
I'm like, yes.
I think that it is about showing children young
Yeah.
these different flavors. My mom lived in Hawaii in the 50s, and so there was always kimchi in the refrigerator. My father said that's why he divorced her, was that he couldn't stand that kimchi odor in the morning emanating from our refrigerator. But I'm sure there were other reasons. But I do love kimchi, and that is
Me too.
That that is something that you would need to have tried earlier, I think. And
Yeah, kimchi's
just
unique
to
for sure.
Yeah, and it's just so delicious. And I always, there are certain foods, and a lot of fermented foods are these. When you eat them, it's like a clean food.
Yeah.
You feel good. You don't feel sluggish. You don't feel heavy. It just is.
Yeah.
You know it's good for you.
And I find I crave them after
Yeah.
a while. Like
Me
there's
too.
certain
Yes,
ones that I'll
absolutely.
just be thinking about, and I think it's my body saying.
Well, you're
"You need
introducing
this."
more microbiome.
Yeah.
And that microbiome is then literally sending signals,
It's talking to you.
Yeah.
telling you, I want more of this.
Yeah.
That you're feeding me right now.
That's
Yeah.
so good.
Now, just a reminder to our audience that you're listening to JX Foodie on the Jefferson Exchange with guests Will Smith, Nicole Larsen, Sheila Foster, and Karolina Lavagnino. Yeah, me too. I grew up in part in Asia, and so in Japan, I went to kindergarten in Japan, for example, and so I got to taste a lot of my parents. My mother was from France, and so as you know, so introduced us to many flavors and foods, and we of course miso and is one of I use it a lot, and I use it. You don't always know there's miso in there, but I use it. Right? It sort of adds a richness to
Saltiness,
Yes.
umami flavor.
Yeah, you have to be careful with the salt because it is very salty. But yeah, it's really good, and all the different types of miso too. Use them in different ways. So, yeah, okay. And now, what about canning? My grandfather used to can haricots verts every year from his garden, And we would eat them through the winter, sautéed in butter. It was absolutely delicious. I've never had anything as good as home canned haricots verts, but I never learned to do it myself. So I've never canned anything.
I love canning. I do. And I don't take it to the next level. I wouldn't call myself an expert at all. But I love to preserve what I'm gathering at this time of year. It started about 18 years ago. I did not grow up with a mother or grandparents that did this. So I was home with my daughter, and I was like, had a huge patch of strawberries. And I'm like, what am I going to do with all these strawberries? I'm going to do it. I'm going to can. I'm going to do this. Luckily, I walked out to check my mail, met my mail lady who I was telling her I was going to try canning for the first time. She's an expert. Thankfully, she walked me through it because strawberries are actually one of the harder fruits to have as a first time because it won't always set because they are low in pectin. So canning, though, is not hard, and it doesn't have to be hard, and you don't have to can everything at once. I like to start with 2 pounds of fruit, keep it simple, be done in an hour, and follow the directions. Don't try to improvise.
No off-roading.
No off-roading. Stick to the basics. And there's a lot of websites. There's a lot of help out there. OSU has a 1-800 helpline. They have expert canners that you can call and ask questions, and they'll direct you to any website or information. They're amazing.
They actually have a food safety and preservation hotline, right? So it's all it's canning and
fermentation,
drying. Yeah,
and they're the nicest people. They're so sweet. I chatted with them yesterday, and just to kind of fill in deep, because I didn't have that when I first canned. I had my mail lady though, so that was great. That was great.
So, so what are some of the basics to have it if you're going to be canning at home? What do you call, like?
I would say the basics is
essentials.
Yeah, I mean, you can easily go out and buy a canning set. It's very simple. They're not terribly expensive. But a lot of us foodies probably have almost everything you might already need. I like to stick with stainless steel. Then you're not going to be crossing any flavors with like cast iron or whatnot. So it's best to stay with the stainless steel. My best investment with canning was tongs and a funnel. The funnel makes a world of difference. Trying to spoon fruit into a jar without a funnel is terrible. It's very messy. Then all of a sudden your kitchen becomes a disaster. And then so a large stock pot, and then at the bottom maybe a cake pan. To what's it called? The bottom of to hold your cans up. Sorry, I'm having a moment. I'm thinking about my canning. It's not hard, and really, I suggest that everyone give it a try. Has everyone here done canning?
Well, what I started with was the freezer canning.
Yes.
Freezer canning, which, gave me the feeling that I was canning, but it seemed to take away the risk factor that I was worried about. I'm the child of a doctor, so I grew up with fear first when it came to canning.
For like the botulism?
Yeah. And I think that sometimes keeps people away. So for me, that was my entry, was doing the freezer.
And botulism is rather rare.
Yeah.
And if you follow the directions, you would be very unlikely to have that happen. High acid foods, which is mostly our fruits, are why we're not worried about botulism as 99% of the time.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. And if people have concerns, they can do things like consult the helpline or whatever, as you were suggesting. I mean, your story about your mail lady helping, that brings me back to the whole community aspect that both Sheila and Karolina were talking about, the way we pass along knowledge. I mean, it's rare. I mean, I rarely only get junk mail, so I don't get a lot of knowledge in my mail.
She was the
I like
best.
that you got it from your mail.
Yes, it changed the life for myself with canning. I've never not done it since then. So 18 years of small batch canning every season.
And it's wonderful for the community to connect with older people who do have those skills very often, and give them a reason to feel like, oh, I can share what I've learned and have preserved foods for years. And also through Rock Flavor Showcase, we're going to have some demonstrations, and Wild Crowd, one of the local makers, they will be teaching people on how to make sauerkraut. So there is always that layer of educating. And I say, bring your curiosity to all these events, bring your curiosity. And there is tools through YouTube and other online resources where you can really learn, and just start canning, start fermenting, start experimenting, and
Absolutely.
and eat local.
Yeah, and as you were saying, Natalie, it really helps take the food when it's abundant, so that in the middle of winter, when it's not as abundant, you have this beautiful shelf that has all these beautiful reds and purples from all the different pieces.
Now, sorry, unfortunately, we're going to have to go. But before we go, Sheila, remind us, our listeners, when and where is the Rogue Flavor Showcase?
The Rogue Flavor Showcase is going to be in Jacksonville at Bigham Knoll on September 5th. That's a Saturday of Labor Day weekend. It's from 2 to 7, and we can't wait to see you there.
Okay, well, that's all the time we have. Once again, thanks to Will, Nicole, Allison, and Karolina. I guess, we'd love to hear from you, from our listeners. Send us your recommendations. Email jx@jeffnet.org with the subject JX Foodie. That's it for today's Jefferson Exchange. You can find this conversation and more at jeffexchange.org. I'm Natalie Golay.